Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. I'm here to do today the love reading for the month of May for the sign of Taurus. I have to take a sip of coffee there. Yes, today's video is the love reading for the month of May for the sign of Taurus, and we're going to jump right into it. We're going to use a traditional Rider-Waite deck for the overall reading. Look at that, the devil's down at the bottom. We're going to clarify with the soft deck. That's the Aleister Crowley deck. All right, it's a soft deck. And then, of course, we're going to finish off with our Romance Angels Oracle deck and get some clarity on the Romance Angels messages for the month of May for Taurus. All right, so let's get into it. All right, last month's reading was very interesting for everyone, really. I've already done some meditating before I started the recording, so we do a little bit of a shuffle and we'll get right into the spread. Taurus. Please excuse any background noise. I do live in the city, so it's kind of hard to get rid of, but hopefully you won't hear too much. Taurus. Beautiful Tauruses. I'm a Taurus rising myself. I love it. Very strong earth sign. Taurus. Show us what's going on for Taurus. Month of May. To get a clear message through for those that are watching, so that it resonates with what they're going through and we can give them a little bit more insight as to what's happening for the month of May for Taurus and love. This will be for Sun, Moon, Rising, Ascendant, and Venus placement. Cross watchers, if you're interested in someone, or you have a love relationship with someone who is a Taurus, you're welcome, of course. Everyone is welcome. All right, let's get into it. Wow, Taurus. What's going on with you this month, Taurus? All right. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. At the bottom of the deck, we have Seven of Pentacles. Works. Reviewing your works. Taking pause. You've been working hard. You're looking back on what you've done, right? You're reflecting. You know, have I done the right thing? Have I put the right energy into the right things? This is discs. It's definitely talking about labor. The labor you've put into things. The physical labor you've put into things. All right, so that's at the bottom of the deck. Get this up here. All right, so you got some beautiful cards here coming out. Give me a minute and see what's going on. Wow, there's been a wish fulfillment for some of you, Taurus, right? Definitely a wish fulfillment. Recently, you've had an opportunity come your way, all right? You've had the Ace of Discs come your way. That's a big opportunity, perhaps on the home front and at work, in your career. You know, Ace of Pentacles is always a tangible offer coming through, a tangible offer. Could be a promotion. Could have been an offer for employment, an offer for a change in your lifestyle, something that would change your lifestyle, all right? Definitely can lead to a happy home life, though. You see this in the background? This talks about prosperity and abundance in such a way so that you and your loved ones are happy. It's really new opportunities to bring abundance down to the ground into your everyday life, right? Into the pursuit. This is the garden. And you've had a wish fulfillment, and the stars come out of this. So some of you have been wishing, you've been putting your energy out there, you've been wishing for a change, right? You've been wishing for a change. I think some of you have been wishing for a change in your physical life, right? In your the material side of your life to do with your job, your ability to bring in money, your ability to sustain yourself in order to have a relationship, right? Because this is a love reading. So when these type of energies, these type of cards come out, a lot of times it talks about wanting to fix certain areas in your life so that you can have the love that you're imagining. So some of you Tauruses, you know, the love that you want to be ready to have. You want to be ready with abundance for it, right? You don't want to be like nobody want, you know. You don't want to be one of these, well, we'll survive on love. You know, you can't survive on love. You need money, you need work, you need, you know, you need to be able to pay the bills and things like that. And some of you Tauruses have definitely been thinking about increasing that area of your life so that you can bring in some love. You've been having a lot of opportunities coming your way this month. A lot of opportunities going to be coming your way. They started in April, I believe, as a result of this opportunity, right? You started in April, and you're kind of, excuse me, and you're kind of dealing with, you know, trying to make these decisions, trying to make the choices. It seems to me, Taurus, like, you know, some of you out there have been wishing for something, and now it's kind of flooded in, and you're not really sure what you can do about it. You've been finding some bickering perhaps amongst your friends. Right, there's been some conflict as these opportunities come through. It's caused some conflict. It could be for some of you who are in a relationship. Some of these new opportunities have caused conflict in your relationship, right? Because now you're kind of like, it seems like you're having to, you know, fight amongst. There's a lot of petty fighting too. It's just petty fighting, petty arguing. You know what I mean? Just not a harmonious vibe, you know, and you've been wishing for this for so long, and you're like, what the hell, you know? I've been wishing for this great opportunity, but it's not quite turning out the way I expected. There's a lot of bullshit that's coming with it. What do I do? Is this really my wish fulfillment? All right, so May is going to be a month for you, Taurus, is where you have a lot of, there's going to be a lot of choices to make, especially around things to do with your passions, right? It could be some of you Taurus, you guys are very like art, you know, you're very beauty conscious, ruled by Venus. A lot of you are artists, right? So it could be some of you may be artists, and the art that you make, right, is your livelihood. So that ties in with your actual career, right? So you've had this wish, right, perhaps for some kind of elevation in that area, and an opportunity has come in. It's kind of opened up the floodgates for more opportunities, but you're just kind of finding it very difficult right now because it's not as harmonious as you had expected, right? Perhaps you had thought that once I get this wish, everything will work out. But the thing with throwing wishes out into the universe is that it never always quite works out exactly the way you plan. And even if we hope, you know, a lot of times you talk about manifesting, and so it's like, you know, people get this idea, well, if I manifest this dream, right, and this dream is just perfect, right, why isn't it perfect? Well, because the universe doesn't give you exactly what you imagine. It gives you what you need. And inherent in all beautiful things, there is a need for labor and for working for that thing, because otherwise you truly don't appreciate it, right? So the wish fulfillments, you know, when we manifest and we fulfill our wishes by manifesting and doing the work, it's never as smooth as, of course, we hope for it to be, right? And that's good. It's, you know, the universe brings what's best for us, and we don't always know what that is. So part of that is the work. Part of that can be sometimes having to deal with strife, having to deal with different energies coming your way, having to work for it. You know, having to fight people off. A lot of times when you get your wish fulfillment, there's a lot of jealousy that comes with it as well. Some of you may be dealing with colleagues that are very jealous. They're trying to throw a monkey wrench in your plans. Judgment card is coming up. Judgment talks about, you know, discerning a situation. You need to really employ all of your, you know, talents, all of your wisdom, all of your experience in this situation to make the right judgment about some of these choices that are coming in, because you're not getting a lot of clarity from your friends. You may be getting some different opinions from your friends. Some of them may be just downright hostile. Some people who you thought were friends are not friends because of this abundance that's coming to you. Unfortunately, when we do get abundance, when we do get wish fulfillment, there's always somebody out there who wants to hate on you. I mean, haters are real. You know, haters are real. Some people call it the devil. Some people call it negative energy. Some people call it lower vibration. It's all the same. It's just a discordant. It's a discordant harmony or an inharmonic frequency of love, right? It's somebody whose love frequency has become distorted, and so they don't know how to act, right? And the best way to deal with that is to discern for yourself, to use your own wisdom, your own experience to discern which choices are the best choices for you. Not to just look on the surface, but to look deeper, right? Could be some of you Tauruses feel like you're going through a judgment period as well. It feels like you're, you know, it's kind of like you're going through a period where you feel like, okay, you got your wish fulfillment, but now it's like as if it's like you feel like you're being judged, you're being attacked, you're having to prove yourself, you're having to prove that you deserve this, right? So it's not coming as easily as you'd hoped. Some of you may be having some difficulties, some sleepless nights about it, right? Right? Now, this is a love reading. So somewhere in this, I believe this is for you Tauruses who, like, you know, your love life, your relationship, when it comes to your significant other is predicated by you having a firm grounding in your career. And this is, to me, a very specific message for you Tauruses who perhaps have a career in the arts, or you're very passionate about your career. Whatever you're doing, it's something you really love. It's not like you're just punching a clock. You really love this. You really want to excel at it. And you feel like once you excel at it, you'll be in the right place to bring the love into your life. Right now, there aren't any cups here apart from this at the bottom is 3 of Cups. And 3 of Cups can talk about a honeymoon phase. You can talk, a lot of times people see it as third-party energy. But it's really, you know, to me, I see it as the honeymoon phase. It's the card after the 2 of Cups, which is finding your soulmate. And now you're enjoying your soulmate. Now you're enjoying the abundance of being together, the joy of it, okay? The sexiness of it, the frivolity of it, the freedom of it, you know, the newness of it, right? So this is, to me, a lot of times this can be the honeymoon card. And this is really what you want. And you feel like you're going to get this once all of these other things in your kind of career and the work that you do, the artistic career side of yourself is handled, right? You can't seem to, like, feel comfortable dealing with your love life until this is handled. It could be some of you this could be for those who are in a relationship and for those who are single. Could be that you feel like, you know, the progression in your relationship to this state is on pause until you get the rest of this settled, right? Until, you know, you just can't think straight about your lover or about your partner until all of this else is settled. It could be that some of you are in a partnership with your lover, like a career partnership. You know, you could be you know, with your significant other, you could be working on a business together. You could be partners in a business, and you're trying to keep the two separated. But I don't really feel that coming through, but it could. Parts of this could resonate with that type of scenario. But I feel this is very much a Taurus whose, like, career is separate from their love life. Yet they don't feel comfortable until they're really in charge with their career and at a level they want to be able to get this love fulfillment. Right? I mean, the wish is up here and the love is down here, the 3 of Cups. So it's like your wish fulfillment, you know, you need this wish fulfillment in your life, right? To get what you want, to get that project or that vision that you have for your life. You want to fulfill that wish so that you can get down here to the 3 of Cups and really feel comfortable, right? And feel comfortable with the person you're with, you know? Down here, see, you've got the 4 of Pentacles. That talks about holding on. So you want to hold on to what you've worked so hard for. You don't want to lose what you've worked for already. Sometimes this can be this card for the miser. But I think in this instance, you're trying to protect what you've worked for, right? This new opportunity has come in, and it's opened up the floodgates for a lot of other things to come in, but you don't also want to throw the baby out with the bathwater as you're working on the next step. So you're being very guarded, Again, this is coming before the Three of Cups. So all of this is very important for you. But coming through is Ace of Wands. There's definitely going to be some kind of inspiration coming through in May to help you out with this whole situation. You're going to hold on to what you've worked for, right? You will hold on to what you've worked for. Look, this is the next card, Ten of Cups. So there's definitely that, light at the end of the tunnel, that pot of gold at the end. There's going to be some kind of inspiration that comes to you in May. And it's going to come in like a real wallop. Well, let's go over to the Thoth deck, the Aleister Crowley deck. We're going to do some clarification cards for Taurus. Alright. Taurus shows what's going on. Thoth deck for Taurus May. Let's get some clarity on these cards. What are they dealing with? What are these opportunities? What are these arguments coming through? Why are there sleepless nights? Okay, clarify that. Clarify that Ace of Wands for us, please, and those Three of Cups. You've got a wish fulfillment and a new opportunity coming in. Alright, so this is for Taurus. Taurus for the month of May. Show me. Alright, let's see what we got. See what we got. We're going to clarify these cards. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. At the bottom of this deck we have Prince of Swords. Alright. Prince of Swords. Alright. So coming in, fighting off confusion. I'm sorry, Princess of Swords. Not the Prince. I was wondering because the Prince is different. Princess of Swords, right? So in the Thoth deck, the Princess of Swords, right, is the earth energy of air, right? Earth energy of air. Princess is the earth energy. Swords is air. So it's like, you're using your mind, right? You're using your thought process, the way you communicate to cut through the bullshit, to bring things down to the ground, right? Perhaps communication has been really airy-fairy and it's not really been grounded. It's not been grounded in anything. It's not been practical. So Princess of Swords talks about that. Talks about grounding that communication so that it's practical, so that it's real, cutting through all of the kind of bullshit, all of the kind of like misinformation, right? So here we got clarity up here for this opportunity and this star. You have the Seven of Cups and the Tower. So it looks like, you've been stagnated, right? It's been stagnating. Seven of Cups talks about stagnating and stagnating emotions, pouring too much into the cups, just pouring and getting nothing back. It also really talks about miscommunication, not enough air. You can see that the cups are now very murky. They're green. There's, the love that's been pouring out is kind of turning rotten. And a lot of this is because there's no circulation. And circulation is all about oxygenating the water, right? It's about bringing air in, communication, clarity, right? There's no communication and no clarity. That's, and you've been feeling kind of stuck. This is definitely in your love relationship. So perhaps it feels like, you've been at that point where you have been stuck with your love relationship, right? And, a lot of that as well has been to do with, your career. You've been feeling it in your career, and so it's bleeding into your love relationship. You've been feeling stagnated in your career, like at a standstill. And it could be that some of you Tauruses, that's been also affecting your love relationship. You've been bringing that energy at home too. Could be that some of you are just stagnated in general. You're stagnated at work and at home, and you're feeling like if you can get that change at work here, that's where to start. The wish fulfillment comes in, trying to manifest wishes comes in. If you can somehow shake up things at work, that you can bring some more of that passion into your love relationships. This is the Tower card. There's a change coming. You need a change, right? And that's what this opportunity is that's coming through. It's a big change, but it's gonna change everything, right? It's really going to upset everything. The Tower really talks about knocking down your belief structures, what you thought, was reality, and it just talks about knocking that right down. And I think that makes a lot of sense, because it's like I said before, you made this wish, you wanted this dream, you wanted to manifest this dream, and once it started to become manifest and all these opportunities came in, it was very different than what you expected, Taurus. Even though it's come to you and it's good for you, but it's different than what you expected. And that's what I talk about, is sometimes when we wish for a change, or we manifest a change in our life, the change comes, the benefit that we're really wanting deep down does come, but it comes in a very unexpected way. It doesn't come in the way that we expected it to come, right? And you're going to be finding that this month with in the month of May, Taurus. Right here, though, we got clarity on some of this bickering, though. We've got 9 of Wands over that 5 of Wands in Judgment. So that's 9 of Wands is Sun in Sagittarius, and that's talking about cutting through. And that's back to Judgment, just cutting through the bullshit. Sun in Sagittarius, 9 of Wands. It really talks about using clarity. You have the era of clarity. The sun is up and bright. You have the era of clarity. You have the ability to be as honest as you can, truly honest. Judgment Day is about honesty, right? It's about true honesty. Like, it's not half truth. It's Judgment Day. You can't hide from Judgment Day. You can't hide anymore. We're laid bare. You can see all the figures here are naked. They're bare. So it's really about pure honesty, laying yourself bare, laying your soul bare, and that's what 9 of Wands is about. And that's what I'm talking about with this kind of bickering that's been going on. You need to be as honest as you can with yourself, in yourself, and how you deal with people to cut through all of that. There's been some disappointment, right? There's been some disappointment. 3 of Swords. This is talking about like heartbreak. There's been disappointment. It could be that somebody's really hurt your feelings. They've really hurt you. Could be third party energy. Could be some of you Tauruses, you've had this screwed up relationship situation, and some of you may be blaming yourselves because your career wasn't where it was at. I feel like there's some blame going here. Some of you guys are feeling guilty about something. I think maybe you're feeling guilty about how your relationship has gone, and you're feeling like it's your own fault. This Judgment card could be for you, Taurus, as well. You could be taking on the blame. Could be that some of you have been involved with somebody who's a very materialistic person, or is one of these type of people who really, just cares about where your station is in life, and doesn't really care about your happiness. You've been caught up in this person. Maybe you've really loved this person a lot, and so you've given as much as you can. You've given a lot of yourself, but yet, it's just not enough. It never seems to be enough. And so now you have this wish. You're wishing, like, okay, well, if that's not enough, if only I could get my career where I need it to be, then they'll love me. If only I can get that promotion that I've been wishing for, then this will all change. But you get this promotion and you find out that nothing changes, I think. This is a very specific message, Taurus. I hope this resonates with somebody out there and you're really listening, because let me tell you something. This is kind of one of these soul ties. I'm taking that term from R.C. Blakes Jr. He's on YouTube. He talks about soul ties, the narcissist relationship, the difficult relationship, the damaging relationship. In love, Taurus, I feel like you guys need to wake up and realize, if this is you, you're with the wrong person. You can never make anybody happy like that. And I think that this is what you're going to be realizing this month, that once this opportunity comes in, your tower is going to be shook up, because you're going to realize, guess what? It doesn't fucking matter. This person that I'm with is just a shyster. They just can't give me what I want. It doesn't seem, and whatever I do doesn't seem to be enough. Why am I blaming myself? This is not my fault. This is not my fault. I'm with somebody who's not a nurturer. I'm with somebody who's loving my title and not who I am. And I'm jumping through all these hoops and wishing for all these things to make it better, and it's just not getting better. My heart is still broken, and why am I feeling so guilty when all I've done is try to do the best that I can do? Taurus, don't put up with that energy. Don't put up with that energy. You don't need that in your life. That's why I think this Princess of Swords is here. Talking about cutting away the bullshit, bringing the communication down to earth, What's really at stake here? What's really the problem here? Why are you having this difficulty in your love life? Why are you feeling so guilty? And you're going to come to a point, I think, this month, once you have this realization, Taurus, that it's actually not your fault. It's not down to you. You've done everything you can. You fought. You've brought, you've raised your game up. You've done everything you can. You've wished and manifested these promotions and these changes. But what you'll find is that these changes are best for you to open up your eyes and realize that no matter what choices, no matter what opportunities are coming through, great opportunities, it doesn't matter which one you pick, this person will never be happy. The bickering will go on, and it won't stop until you have that inspiration, right? You understand that it's all about being honest and true. If you're honest and true in your actions, if your actions are real, Nine of Wands also talks about persevering, right? Persevering, pushing through. You've done strength. Sun in Sagittarius, strength. It's digging deep. You may have gone through a very difficult, long period. Eight of Wands is right here. So you're pushing through all of these opportunities, right? You feel kind of haggard from it, like, what do I do? You push through and you hang in there with the Nine of Wands, right? And I think what's going to happen is you're going to realize, let me hold on. This is not in a miserly position. I think this is for you as a warning to hold on to what you've worked for. It's yours. Don't give it up. And Queen of Swords to follow on, right? Follow on from Princess of Swords here. The Queen of Swords is the watery aspect of air. It's the water aspect of air. Right? So she's bringing her mind in line with her heart. Right? She's cut away the mask. She's not prepared to wear the phony mask anymore. She's not prepared. She's ready to, she wants open honesty. Open honesty, clarity in her feelings and in her thoughts, her opinions, but really in her emotions. Honesty in her emotions. And cutting away the mask that she feels like she's been forced to wear. Right? A mask in terms of who she really is. Queen of Swords in the Thoth deck really talks about coming into your own with clarity and with honesty, with clear vision, and connecting the heart and the mind together in oneness and a unity, right? So that your expression is in line with your heart, and your heart is in line with your expression. And you're going to find this, I think, as you work through all of this and you come through this judgment period. There's going to be a period this month, Taurus, for you where you're going to come through a judgment period. And I think it's going to be a judgment of self. And you're going to realize that you are amazing, and that you, perhaps for some of you, you're gonna cut away all of that guilt. It's just going to fall away, because you're going to realize it's just not your burden. It's not your burden. It's not your guilt. You've done everything you can do. It's not your fault that you can't make this situation right, It is really not your fault. And I think that some of you, once you realize that, once you cut that all away, you're going to come to a period of happiness. Of real happiness. Right? It could be that the person you're with finally wakes up and realizes that they've been an asshole. You know, that they've been putting you through unnecessary grief. It could be that you wake up and realize you've been putting yourself through unnecessary grief. Right? Some of you have been putting yourself through this, and there's been a lack of communication with your significant other. And once you let loose some of this guilt, the communication is going to become a lot clearer, and you're going to get to this state that you didn't think was possible. Right? Because of all of this other pain, that's kind of guilt that's been kind of going on, and you've been working so hard to try to turn it around. Once you start to employ really honest communication and a little bit of like self-preservation, I think, you know, for some of you who are in a relationship, you're going to realize that your relationship is actually stronger than you thought, that there's more love than you had believed, that some of this guilt was self-imposed. Right? That the other person never really felt that way, that they always did love you and thought you were enough, that you've only been pushing yourself. And you're going to come to this, to the Three of Cups. Some of you are going to realize that it's time to move on. Movement. Ace of Wands talks about new beginnings, action, new action. Some of you are going to realize it's time for you to move on. If you realize that this Three of Cups will always ever be a Three of Swords. Right? Prince of Cups talks about coming through with their emotions. Prince of Cups is the air aspect of water. Right? The air aspect of water. So he's starting to learn how to communicate his feelings. He's starting to learn how to be honest with his feelings. Right? And that's where some of you have got to go this month. You've got to be honest. It talks this month for you, Taurus. It's about communication in your love life, right? And in your career and your passions in terms of the works that you do. Also being strong, persevering, right? And looking deeper, allowing this opportunity to make a change, paying attention. Pay attention this month to what you thought was going to happen and what's really happening, and let that awaken you and let go of some of this guilt. Look back on the hard work that you've done and realize that the Ten of Cups is coming your way. The total blessings and harmony are coming your way. You need to reflect and forgive yourself for things that you actually have not done. You know? Don't be so hard on yourself. Some of you are going to fix your relationships with open communication. Some of you are going to realize that it's time to move on to new relationships with that open communication. And some of you are going to have an opportunity to do that. All right, so let's clarify with some romance angels. Very specific reading this month for you, Taurus. Very specific. All right, we're at 33 minutes. I'm going to try to wrap this up. What do we got for our romance angels this month for Taurus? All right, they're going through a difficult time of releasing some guilt, remembering what a wonderful creature they are, how beautiful they are, how hardworking, what a prize they are to the people in their lives, realizing your worth, right, Taurus? Realizing that you can't please everybody all the time. Right? But you have to be happy within yourself and be true to yourself. Don't take on the burdens of others. Show me. Oh, one came out. Retreat. Show me. Finances and career. Wow. This could be the one at the bottom of the deck. All right. So this is what I'm talking about. Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. It's time to take a step back. You need to take a step back. You've been pushing, you've been going, you've been blaming yourself. You've been going through a really difficult time of it, especially in your love life. You feel like you haven't done enough. It's time for you to retreat and look at the picture as a whole. All right? Cut away that mask. Stop being all things to all people and take some time off for yourself. Because as well, Finances and career, financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. What did I say? Right? So this just reinforces what I'm talking about. Right? This is a very specific message. You Taurus is out there working hard. Right? Take a step back. Take a step back and realize who you're working for. What are you working for? Right? And if finances and career, you know, take a look at how finances and career are affecting your love life. Remember, you know, it's yes, you do need abundance. You do need to have money to be able to live. You know, one of the biggest things that people fight about, couples fight about, is money, finances. One of the number one reasons people get divorced is because they're not on the same page about finances or about the lifestyle that they both thought that they were going to have. So pay attention to that this month. Some of you are dealing with someone who, you know, wants you to be at a certain station. Some of you are just dealing with the guilt of not prospering and thinking that that is affecting your relationship. And it may be, or it may not be. But it's definitely to do with, you know, guilt around finances and career responsibilities, having open communication, and retreating this month to think for yourself. Take some time off to think for yourself what you need, Taurus, and what you've done, and be honest with yourself. Judgment is at the center of this reading. Be honest with yourself about who you truly are and release the burdens and the guilt of things that have nothing to do with you, that are not in your hands, that are not in your control, you know, and that, you know, don't reflect who you are. All right? Wow, what a wonderful reading. All right? If you want, if any of this has resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share. If you would like to have a personal reading or to go deeper into some of these issues, I do same day. I can do a recording that I provide for you the same day. Or as long as my technical difficulties don't arise, I've been having a lot of technical issues this last couple weeks, but barring any technical issues, I can do a private live streaming with you. And that all the information about that will be in the description. So thank you very much for checking out this May monthly love reading for Taurus. Checking out my branded channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. And for right now, I'm just going to say goodbye, lovely Tauruses. Bye-bye.